Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Before I let you go, I just wanted to show you this. This was a kind of an amazing story. The man who Trump freed from federal prison. So they always say Donald Trump is a racist and he's black. Of course, we know that Joe Biden is the reason why black and brown people are locked up much higher rates than their population because of the crime bill, which he still brags about and has never apologized for. Well, Donald Trump actually did the STEP Act, which let a lot of people of color out of prison. He served almost 2 decades for a nonviolent crime. He was just released a video thanking Donald Trump. And here it is. Let me play it for you.
Man, I just want to thank these people in this book and show them some appreciation.
Well, he wrote a book about it.
Wow. For being a part of my life and helping me turn my storm into a story and write a book called Duke Got Life, because on October 21st, 2020, President Donald J. Trump was used as a vessel, and he freed me after losing all my appeals and being denied by the Obama administration. And I had no way of coming home on a double life sentence for a nonviolent drug crime. But because of God and him, I will never surrender. You shouldn't either. God bless you all. Thank you.
Wow.
So that's pretty powerful stuff, don't you think?
Yeah. I like Trump.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I like Trump.
And isn't it wild that like they never talk about this in the media? They never talk about the step back. Trump almost never talks about it. When he went and he was interviewed by the National Association of Black Journalists, he didn't even bring it up. And I'm like, well, he didn't bring up Kamala Harris for imprisoning black people for the prison labor. He didn't bring that up. He didn't bring up the step back. Isn't it? It's just amazing, right? How reality is so much different than what is the propaganda that is painted in the corporate media, right?
Yeah, look at the Atlantic piece they just put out the other day or last week. It says Trump is speaking like Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini. Like, okay, the Hitler thing didn't work, so you're going to try all three now. But it's wild that people have this perception. I went to, when Trump was running the first time, I went to Trump Tower. Went there, he has the ice cream shop in there. He's got the steakhouse. And I went to the employees, and I was like, I ordered a scoop of ice cream, and I asked the guy, I was like, so do you see Trump come down here a lot? And he's like, yeah, he's down here quite a bit. I said, how is he? You like him? Oh, we love the guy. He's so nice. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, whenever he comes down, he hands out $100 bills to everybody. And I'm like, really? So I was at Mar-a-Lago, earlier in the year. And I go to the gift shop, and there's some nice ladies working there. And they'd been there for decades. And I said, so how do you like working for Donald Trump? And they're like, oh, he's fantastic. He's he's a gentleman. And he comes in, he's very nice to us. He compliments you. And then I said, yeah, does he do anything? Like, when he comes in, does he like help you guys out? Does he give you stuff? And sure enough, they go, he comes in here and he hands us $100 bills. And then I'm like, well, there's one way to get people to like you. But the narrative I hear from the people who've actually worked for him is he's a really nice guy. He takes care of everybody. He hands out $100 bills. There was another story where a guy, Trump was in his limo and he got a flat tire. And this couple pulled over and asked if they needed any help fixing the tire. And so they helped the guy, Trump's waiting for the tire to get fixed, and this guy helped. And the next thing the guy knows, his mortgage was paid off. And Trump got asked about that. Is that a true story? And Trump's like, yeah. And they're like, you never talk about it? And he's like, well, how am I going to talk about it? Just come out and announce that I 20 years ago paid a guy's mortgage off? No, I just, just did it. And so those are the stories the media doesn't cover. They don't want to push a narrative where it's Donald Trump actually didn't start any wars. He is far from perfect. There were an increase in drone strikes. There were commando raids, things we don't like, but he did inherit wars. He did set timelines to get our troops out of the Middle East. He did try to bring these peace agreements, and that flies in the face of the deep state. So the corporate narrative has to always be the most insane and absurd things. But you know what? When they get to the point where they say Trump says he wants generals like Hitler, and he's talking like Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini, I'm like, yeah, I think at a certain point, the public just becomes desensitized and says, you're lying and none of this makes sense anymore. And so it may not be the positive stories, but I think now we're at the point where when they run these hit pieces against Trump, the average person just waves it off like, this is just nonsense.
I really do think they overplayed their hand. And I make the point in my stand-up act that my whole life, the establishment loved Donald Trump. He was on the cover of every magazine. He hosted Saturday Night Live. He did commercials for computer companies. He did a commercial for McDonald's in 2002. They gave him his own network television show for 10 years. Hollywood nominated him for Emmys. They loved Donald Trump up until, as Tucker Carlson said, they're afraid he's going to do one less war than they want.
Yep.
And
that's it.
And, and I also found out that January 6th in Brazil, they did their own version of January 6th. Did you know about that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found out about that.
Even had a shaman.
No kidding.
Well, I don't know if it's true, but there is a guy from a Brazilian protest who is wearing shaman-like gear, but I don't know if it was the same political protest. It was people were joking about it. Yeah, but it is funny. Well,
Tim, it's great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on. Always good to talk with you. And I'm glad to hear you're going to have a baby and start a family. Congratulations on that. And the breaking news is Tim is staying with his 2 shows. He's not canceling his show. His show morning show and evening show will still be there. So everybody can rest easy.
Right on. Thanks for having me, Jimmy.
Okay, Tim. Good to talk to you, buddy. Talk to you soon. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.